Hello, and welcome
Hello,
back again. Part four and the final
part
part
four
of
of
our
our
NFL
record
schedule
predictions.
record predictions. We are now heading on to the NFC South and West. This is where I think it's gonna get good.
Yeah,
Besides South, South's kind of ass still,
half
but
half of it.
half, yeah.
Make sure before you listen, to follow on the Twitter and the TikTok,
hmm
subscribe on the YouTube. We're on Spotify and iTunes, at Boneheaded Sports, and let's start with the NFC South. Do you want to go fourth to first or first to fourth? I
Um,
think it'd be interesting to go fourth to first.
okay. Do fourth
So
first. I'm gonna be
I'll
honest. There's a team in this division that I know nothing about. I probably rank them disrespectfully, but I just don't know
Is
what
it
to
the
think about
Saints?
them. It's the Saints because
Okay, we'll
I
get there when we
just
get there.
don't
I'll
know.
I'll educate you.
Yeah.
I'll educate you.
Okay. So starting fourth, I have the Panthers, which I this is my reason here. Yes, they got some good guys. They got DJ Moore.
They got Baker Mayfield.
They got Baker Mayfield, but that's the thing.
It's better than Marcus
He's definitely
Mariota.
better than Sam Darnold, but I think because the Panthers are kind of a pretty dysfunctional organization,
Mm-hmm.
they're still going to try to have a competition, have them split time. I feel like in games, but I feel like it'd be a terrible decision.
Yeah, I think the job is Baker Mayfield's.
I think it's Baker Mayfield's for sure, but the Panthers have just done a lot of questionable things over the past couple of years,
Definitely.
to where I feel like this is
This Cam
happening.
Newton experiment.
Yeah, but I feel like the moment if DJ Moore gets hurt this season, it's over for them. They
I mean,
really
Christian McCaffrey's back though.
yeah, but Christian McCaffrey, we talk about paper cuts for the Giants. Wind blows and he gets hurt.
Hey, you never know.
You
You
never
never
know.
know.
Don't get me wrong. He could be healthy, have a
He
great
could
year,
still
possibly
be a
MVP.
top three running back. Like,
He could be an MVP candidate. That's how good he can be.
yeah,
But
he should have won 2019 MVP.
I agree.
Honestly,
It's just he doesn't. I can't rely on as Christian McCaffrey because he's just
that's
so
valid. That's valid.
unhealthy. I guess.
Oh,
Um. So I don't know. I just don't. Like maybe I'm disrespecting them, but I have them going on a really bad losing streak this
man,
season.
would you have them going
I had
again?
them going seven. I have them going 5-12. I'm
You have
pretty
the
sure that's the
Panthers
number.
going 5-12?
Yeah. No. Kind of scribbled it out. Might be 6-11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Damn,
five and
bro.
12.
I'm not as high as you on the Panthers.
I just like again. They have some games where I feel like they see a toss up, so I just gave them the win because I feel like they can win it with having Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield, DJ Moore.
DJ Moore is that dude.
DJ Moore is that dude.
Um,
Pulling for me a fantasy. That's besides the point.
we're
Um,
gonna do a fantasy team this year, right?
I'm pretty
Like
sure.
a
Yeah,
league
I
together.
think we talked about it.
I think we're gonna get Sean in there as well.
So I have I I really want to focus on their it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game losing streak that starts from week 3
Yeah,
and ends in 3, 4, 5,
I have
six,
them
7, 8,
losing
9.
New Orleans to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I have them losing. I think
5 games.
I have them losing. I think I said 7. So I have them losing up till
Cincy.
since they beat the Falcons. The
S-
Falcons.
So for my fourth place, I have Atlanta at 2-15. Um,
Wow, I'm
I
way more optimistic on teams. It
I
seems like.
think you're way more awesome. I feel like I'm more realistic.
Yeah,
Because definitely they can do better. Like they were in the wild card race to like week 15 last year, and no one expected them to be.
that's true.
But I think A, losing Matt Ryan, B, Calvin Ridley not being there definitely makes it way harder. I like Arthur Smith. I like Mariota. I like Kyle Pitts. I like AJ Terrell and Cordell. Like, there's pieces that I like on the team, but as a whole, who are their wide receivers?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean they
they
have Calvin
they
Ridley, but he's gonna be out for some
he's
stupid
gonna be
reason.
out. I mean, they have that dude that they drafted. I
Mm-hmm.
think, I think, I think, I think it's that guy.
They have Okuda, I'm pretty sure, right? As well.
No, Gakuda is on.
They have someone that sounds like Uda on their name. I just can't remember who it
They
is on their
have
team.
Drake London. They drafted Drake
Yeah.
London, which is good. I
Mm-hmm.
like Drake London. I think
I think he'd be very good.
he'll be good. I just don't like their team. The
Full
NFC,
name.
I The only 2 wins I have them beating Seattle and Chicago. That's it. I mean, with my predictions, I was just like, who's the better team, in my opinion, and I think that I picked whoever the better team was to win. So I didn't really involve much like, oh, this, like they're coming off of a long weekend or like something like that. But I have the Atlanta Falcons going 2-15. I think Marcus Mariota has a good year. I just don't think the supporting cast around him is enough to like overcome that.
That's just fair. That is completely fair. I have them going 6-11, actually.
So they're tied with the Panthers.
No, I put the Panthers at 5-12.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But so I had them. Their wins come against the Seahawks and the Browns. Browns, I only said that because I don't really know what's going on with them QB situation wise.
Yeah,
As
they
far as we
brought in
know,
Chosen Rosen.
yeah, they did bring in Chosen Rosen. As far as we know, their starting quarterback is Jacoby Brissett right now.
Hey, don't diss
I'm not
Josh
dissing
Rosen.
Jacoby Brissett. I think he can
He's
be.
okay. No,
He's
I was
okay.
like, don't diss Josh Rosen, bro.
Oh, yeah. Josh Rosen, I feel like he's been disrespected his whole career. He's just been unlucky, more so.
He's pretty bad, bro.
Yeah, he is, to be honest. Okay, I was trying to be nice, but he is pretty bad.
No, he's bad.
Yeah.
Have you seen his Twitter?
I'm not.
It's his profile picture is when he was drafted by the Cardinals. His background, like his banner, is him in his first press conference with the Dolphins, and then it says that he's a QB on the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't think he's a real person.
He hasn't updated his Twitter, like,
I don't
ever.
blame him. Twitter's a hellhole website to be on.
Yeah, he's just gonna get flamed whatever he says anyway.
So I haven't been the Browns, but I mean, if they trade for Jimmy G, then I feel like that'd be a win for them. I feel like they have some decent pieces, and Jimmy G's a better quarterback. Then I have them losing. Well, I guess I'll say their wins only. I'm beating the Panthers. I have them beating the Panthers again. No, I have them beating the Bears. And then I have them winning in week. Where is it? Week 15 against the Saints. Because I don't know about the Saints. I don't know anything about the Saints, to be honest. So
I'll educate you when we get there. And third, I have the Panthers. I originally had them also going 2-15, but the Baker Mayfield trade bumped them up to 4-13. So, woot woot. Maybe I'm the pessimistic one.
maybe.
Like I'm optimistic about teams I like the Lions, but pessimistic about teams I really don't like.
Which is fair.
The Panthers, sure, they have Baker Mayfield. They have DJ Moore, who is also good. Their offensive line's still horrendously bad. Absolutely atrocious. Christian McCaffrey is coming back, and with his 6 healthy games, I think that he puts up some decent numbers. But I just, as a whole, like when you put it all together, like their defense is okay. They lost Stephon Gilmore. And I just think that it's gonna be rough out here for the Panthers again. Just don't like their Baker Mayfield is an okay quarterback, way better than Sam Darnold is, but like their wide receiver, I mean they have Robbie Anderson too, but he's okay. Their tight end room really, really, really bad, like not good. Their offensive line, like I said, is horrible. And I don't like Matt Rule. I don't like Matt Rule at all. I think he's a bad head coach.
Yeah.
I
feel like there's worse.
I think he's like a bottom 10 head coach. Like he hasn't done anything to impress me at all. I'm just really not that high on the Panthers. So there it is.
That's fair. I mean, the division, apparently only these 2 teams suck. I don't know anything about the Saints. But Do you want to
second
see your
place.
second place team? Or want me to go
Yeah,
my
I'll
second
go
place
my
team?
second place team.
Okay.
In second place, I have the Bucks.
Tampa Bay in second?
They're actually tied with the
Okay.
Saints, but
Okay.
the
They
Saints
lose a
have the
tiebreaker?
tiebreak. The Saints I have the
Really?
Saints beating them twice
Interesting.
because the Saints always find a way to beat.
That is true. That
Tom
is true.
Brady is completely defeated against the Saints since he's been in Tampa Bay.
That's true.
So I have the Bucks going 13-4 in second. They brought in Julio Jones recently, like 2 days ago. Really good. They basically kept the same roster.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate news. Their center I think it's Ryan Jensen, right?
I think so. I can look it
He
up.
got carted off with a knee injury today, actually,
Oh shit.
this
I didn't know that.
morning. Which is a really big blow to
Yeah,
their offensive line.
it's him.
Because it was Ryan Jensen. He was carted off with a knee injury, which for linemen is a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
They have a hard time recovering from knee injuries quickly because that's like one of their most important
I mean, they're
body
big as
parts,
hell too.
and
So
they're
there's all
big
that
as
weight.
hell. But I mean, they still have a phenomenal roster going 13-4. Like you still have Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, still amazing. Their wide receiver core is it's a top two, it's maybe the best wide receiving core in the NFL. You have Mike Evans, you have Chris Godwin, we brought in Russell Gage, still really good. Brought in Julio Jones, which I think it was like a 1 year, $8 million deal, which
Mm-hmm.
for Julio Jones is.
I think he's trying to get his feet back under him.
Um,
He's been hurt last couple
I
years.
mean, I think he's just ring chasing at this point. That's my
As he
opinion.
should, honestly.
I mean, and Cameron Brate, don't sleep on Cameron Brate tight end. He's good. He's okay. They also brought in Kyle Rudolph, which is okay. Their offensive line's still gonna be good. They still got Tristan Wirfs. Sure, Ryan Jensen's gonna hurt. Now, what really worries me is honestly their secondary. Like, well, let's start with the defensive line. They brought in Akeem Hicks from the Bears, really good. Vita Vea's only getting better. Shaquille Barrett still good. My only concern is that if Levante David and Shaquille Barrett, they're getting older, so it's a question mark if they can keep producing at an elite level, good enough to keep up with the top end of the NFC. Also, their cornerback room is very not good. They have Carlton Davis III and Jamal Dean, which, yeah, it's okay. I think if there is a weakness to this team, it will be their secondary. But I think Tom Brady gives them their offense is just so good that they can they don't have to have a really good defense. They just have to have a mid defense. So I have them going 13-4. Their only losses are to New Orleans twice, to the Rams, and to San Francisco.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Bro, you're gonna appreciate my San Francisco
I
record
know,
prediction
I'm
a little
still
bit.
shocked about. So I guess I had in third or second, sorry. I had the Saints.
Fair.
And I am gladly willing to retract this statement because I just know nothing about them. I was kind of going off the base little knowledge I had.
Mm-hmm.
I've been going 7-10. I'm telling you, I don't know anything about them. Like I know
Bro,
nothing about their team.
after I go on my rant about the Saints, you're
You
gonna
can
change
go
your
ahead
mind.
because I don't know anything about them.
I'm not
Like just to
changing.
be honest, that's all I'm gonna say about it because I don't really know anything
Okay.
about them. So
Well, your Saints' opinion is irrelevant.
which is fair.
I have the Saints winning the division at 13-4.
Wow.
All they were good last year until they were 5-2 before Jameis Winston went out, and they were probably gonna be a playoff lock if he stayed healthy. I believe in Jameis around that. Like he has a coaching staff that doesn't, because like with Bruce Arians, sure, like the 30 for 30 will ever be an infamous season, but the offense just wasn't for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like an offense, they need an offense. Like he needs a simple offense, which is like their Saints system, which it sounds bad, but if you perfect it, it works really well. Their coaching staff, they lost Sean Payton, but their defensive coordinator, who's been there for years, went to the head coach. So basically, the entire coaching staff is basically the same. Jameis Winston, I believe, right around a top 15 quarterback, which I feel like isn't crazy to say. At least maybe is a little bit, but I think I'm a believer in him based off of what I saw last year in like the 7 games he played. He was incredibly efficient and with no weapons, like none, except Alvin Kamara. But they have Alvin Kamara still. Their offensive line's still pretty good. Their wide receiver core is what I love about this team. They drafted Chris Olave. Michael Thomas is coming back. He's gonna be a top 10 receiver again.
Isn't it Mike Thomas now?
Mike Thomas, Michael Thomas.
I guess I thought
Same
like
thing.
I thought I saw something he goes just by Mike now.
Well, Mike Thomas then. I think he'll return to be a top 10 wide receiver again. He's 29. He hasn't played in 2 years, but you don't like it was just a rough situation for him. I think he's gonna come back, be really effective, and they also brought in Jarvis Landry, which is another Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver. So their wide receiver room is stacked, and they still have a good 3. Like they have a good like 4. They have like Marquez Callaway, which was surprisingly good last year. Their tight end room is iffy. Like their tight end room is not the best, but the Saints will make it work. They always figure out a way. But what I really, really like about the Saints team is their defense. Their defense was top 5 last year, and they brought in the Honey Badger. They brought in a
Sure.
phenomenal player. So they're gonna be that good again. Like they have Cam Jordan still, Marcus Davenport. They have what's his name? The corner. Marshawn Lattimore is a top 5 corner. And then you bring in Honey Badger, which is probably still a top 5 safety. So like their really good defense only got a little better. So literally the worst part of their team is their quarterback, and their quarterback's still a top 15 quarterback or a top 18 quarterback, depending on where you rank him. Which I have the Saints going 13-4. Sorry about my rant, but I just
No, that's fine. I didn't know anything about it, so it's appreciated. I mean, like when I knew nothing about their team and
Yeah.
what could they give me, absolutely nothing.
But it's all dependent on if people stay healthy. As of
Yes,
like every team.
I mean, that's fair. Like every team's like prediction could be wrong.
My 4 losses for the Saints, I have them losing to Cincy, Arizona, the Rams, and San Francisco. That's it.
Thank you again.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess finishing number uno for me, which I feel like kind of predicts is Tampa Bay
Tampa
at
Bay
10-7. I feel
a
like,
bit low.
yeah, I don't know. At this division, honestly, could care less about.
Yeah.
But yes, they kept mostly the same team. I honestly think losing Gronkowski is one of the biggest losses in the whole year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lie. I mean, it's a big loss, but I don't feel like it's
they'll
that
be
major.
yeah,
They'll be
they'll
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
He'll come back anyway.
I have them going on winning streaks though more than losing streaks.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I just feel like when they play one of the best teams in the league, they will lose. But honestly, is Tom Brady? Who fucking knows, right?
I mean, he threw for what 5,000 yards last
Yeah,
year?
I mean he's very good still. Like the fact he's gonna retire is outlandish to me. But
He's
that
old.
how long that last? Lasted like what, a month? He was retired.
Yeah, around a month. Imagine if they went into the season with Blaine Gabbert.
I mean, they would have got somebody.
Yeah.
They would have traded
Probably
for somebody.
They honestly probably would have been Jimmy G.
100%, I
Would
think.
have fit perfectly. That he's
Yep.
basically the same quarterback
He's
as Tom
Tom Brady, just
He's like a
worse.
budget Tom Brady.
100%. 100%, dude. So I had them losing to like teams like the Rams, teams like the
Yeah.
Bengals, Cardinals.
Mhm.
Games where we like they could win, but I feel like it's more likely they would lose. So
Okay. So the
Yeah.
recap our NFC South predictions. I have the Saints winning at 13-4, the Bucks at second also at 13-4, the Panthers third at 4-13, and then the Falcons last at 2-15.
Excuse me. So I had the Tampa Bay finishing 10-7, then the Saints 7-10, Falcons 6-11, and the Panthers 5-12.
So moving on, to the best of not the best division, the best
Second
division's
best.
the second best division. The NFC West. I think it's okay.
Mhm.
The high end's the
The
high end.
Seahawks really ruined the division.
Yeah. My Seahawks.
I mean, I'm with you. I had them winning one game, so
That's more than I had them winning.
you had them winning none. I mean, that's fair.
In fourth place, I have the Seahawks going 0-17. I could not find a team that they were better than. I think they are atrocious.
They have a hard schedule. They have a
They
really hard
have
schedule.
DK Metcalf.
That's it.
That's it. And Jamal
But
Adams.
they had that
They have
kicker, right?
Jamal.
Versus have like a pretty good punter.
Oh,
I
a
think.
kicker. Ooh. Jamal Adams is okay.
Yeah.
But DK Metcalf's holding out for a contract anyway. So, he's at training camp but not practicing.
Yeah. Same with
So
like Debo and someone else.
I feel bad for Seahawks fans. It's gonna be such a rough year watching Drew Lock all season.
Mhm.
So I have them winning against nobody. None.
I give them one win,
And
and this
I
kind
think
of a joke.
I think Pete Carroll should just retire at this
I
point.
agree. I agree.
He's
100%.
too old to go through a full rebuild.
He's like what, 93?
I think he's like 73 or
To
something.
be fair, he looks good for his age. I'm gonna be
He
honest.
is 70.
He looks good for 70.
Yeah.
You could have told me he was 52. I would have thought he was 52.
He turned 71 this year. Like in September, he turned 71.
Good for him. I think definitely be his last season after a disaster like this. So I
yeah.
had the winning one game. And
game.
this is kind of a joke, but I could only see it happening just because of the circumstances of what's going on. Because week 1, someone's returning in this first game on a new team.
You have them beating Denver.
Yeah. Only I don't think they will.
memes,
I don't think they will. Like my genuine
But it
thought
would be nice to see.
they won't win.
It would
But
be
I
funny.
think because week 1 always kind of brings a crazy game somewhere in the league.
You know, that's valid.
And I just, for some reason, seeing maybe the Denver system is not really working yet. They're still trying to get their feet under them. I have them losing that game. I have them winning because I think that'd be funny. Honestly.
valid.
Because, I mean, they're such a dog shit team, if we're going to be honest, that
Yeah.
I want to find one funny thing for them besides all the terrible highlights they're going to have this year. And all Drew Lock's 3 touchdowns he's going to throw. So, yeah. Do I think they actually beat them? No, but I think it'd be funny.
In third place, I have the Cardinals.
Me as well.
I originally had them going 9-8, but I felt that was a little bit disrespectful. Well, it was only because I had the 49ers so high that I needed to find a loss for the 49ers somewhere.
Yeah.
So I have the Cardinals going 10-7.
I do too. That's weird.
In terms of positive, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I think DeAndre Hopkins being suspended for the first 6 weeks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because he had the PED suspension, so he's out for the first 6 weeks. I think that's gonna be not the best for them. Getting that chemistry back is always important. I think Hollywood Brown is okay. He's okay.
He's better than Christian Kirk.
He could have a good year.
I think he's better than Christian Kirk.
I think what really hurts this team is their defense.
I agree.
They lost Chandler Jones. Isaiah Simmons isn't living up to what they thought to be. In my opinion, they have the worst cornerback room in the NFL. Like their secondary outside of Budda Baker is atrocious. Like the worst secondary in the NFL. No question, in my opinion. I think their offense will have to outscore in order. They have JJ Watt, Budda Baker. That's really it. Their offense will have to outscore to win games, and I just don't think that's sustainable. I actually have them starting really well because they always seem to start well and not end good. So I have that trend along the same lines continuing. I have them opening up with a win against Kansas City, losing to Vegas and the Rams, and then beating Carolina, Philadelphia, Seattle, New Orleans, Minnesota, and Seattle. So I have them starting really, really well. And then they start sliding after week 9, where they lose to the Rams, San Francisco, and the Chargers. They bye, win against New England, and then lose to Denver. And it just says versus. If you look right there, it says versus, and it's blank.
Someone. What week is that? I can look for you.
Week 16.
Week 16. That is the Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, checks out. I would have them losing either way. So, and then they win their last 2 against Atlanta and San Francisco. I feel like it could go worse for them. I feel like their floor is definitely somewhere around the 6-11 to 7-10 range, and I think their ceiling is like 11-6.
Sorry, I'm yawning. Yeah, I feel like this team is just weird. I don't know. So they can be great. I feel
I also think they paid too much for Kyler Murray.
100%. I was just about to go into that. The contract, the thing on his contract, which
It's-
was, I think it was an hour or 2 hours, almost a day. He has to be monitored
4 hours a day.
4 hours monitored to watch game film,
And he can't play video games.
and he can't, which I feel like is wild because that
I
shows
mean,
a
he
lot.
didn't do it last year. So
Didn't do what?
he didn't film. They said he didn't do like
Which is,
solo.
I know,
things.
which is insane to me that he wouldn't do that. I that's just like, and now they have to like, for some reason they trust him so, they want him so bad. They're like, okay, we have in your contract, if you want this much money, just to be a part of it.
You know, they could void like up to like $100 million if he doesn't do that.
Good. I feel like it shouldn't even be in it. It should just be like a thing you have to do. Not it shouldn't be in your contract.
Honestly, I think the stem of that was him being with FaZe.
That's fair. Is he still in phase technically?
I mean, he can't, in his contract it says he cannot play video games.
That's
So
wild.
maybe, but he cannot do anything.
Dude, that sucks. Like honestly.
I mean, if you're gonna be getting paid 47 mil a year,
Yeah.
I feel like that should be your number 1 priority no matter what.
Don't get me wrong, I agree, but at least give him a motherfucker like on a bye week or like an hour on a road trip, you know?
I mean, yeah. I don't think Kyler Murray is a good. I don't think he's worth 47 mil.
I don't think at all. I think he's the most overpaid athlete in the
But
the
like,
world right
what's
now.
the alternative?
Nobody.
You don't
That's the
have
problem.
a quarterback. Like,
Yeah, just don't pay him. I guess he saw the position he was in. He's
It's
like, I can
either-
milk this.
it's either. I mean, that's what it is with most teams. You either
Yeah.
pay the quarterback or you have to find like a duct tape quarterback.
Quarterbacks are such divas.
The quarterback market is absolutely ridiculous. And we still have to get to Lamar Jackson's contract. Like,
Oh,
he still
yeah.
hasn't signed one,
Yeah.
and who knows how much that'll be. But sorry, you can go back to your.
No, you're
Cardinals.
fine. I kind of second all the things you said about them, but I feel like that's be the same about most of this division. Because I mean, like this division's all like it's really good, and we all know everyone knows there are good things about this team.
Yeah.
All the teams. I feel like D Hop coming back, it can either go either way. I feel like he just like jumps right back on the saddle, and like nothing's different when he comes back, or he has to warm back up again, and he's not the same player when he comes back.
Also, he could get hurt.
He's hurt.
He's been injury prone.
He is injury prone. So I feel like they can be good. I definitely see them as third place, 100%.
In my second place, I know this is way higher than they should be, but it was just hard for me to find losses for them because I like where they're going. Or not where they're going, but I'm a big Trey Lance believer.
Me
so
too.
I have the
I'm with you.
49ers going 14-3. Joaquin thought I was crazy when I told them this.
Then I looked at the schedule and I second that.
If Trey Lance is what people think he is, it's highly possible. It also depends on Debo. This is like contingent on Debo Samuel
Yeah.
actually playing.
We lose Debo, yeah, give us at least 3 more losses.
Yeah, at least. I really like the 49ers. Sure that I think their defense took a big hit. This offseason they lost a lot of people.
They just lost one, I think, 2 days ago as well.
But I think that
D Ford.
their offense, yeah, D Ford, didn't he retire
I think we just released him.
or they released him? But I really like them. I like Kyle Shanahan, really good coach. He always makes he made it work with Jimmy Garoppolo. Like Trey
Yeah.
Lance is gonna be better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I have them opening up the season winning 6 in a row against Chicago, Seattle, Denver, Rams, Carolina, and Atlanta. And then I have them losing to Kansas City and then losing to the Rams. So they split with the Rams and then they go into their bye and then they basically win out until the last week in Arizona. Which it is a hard schedule. Like it is
Yeah.
a brutal schedule. Like they could definitely end up going like 9-8. Like that's very possible.
Yeah.
I'm very like I'm like as optimistic and as peak on the 49ers as you can be.
And I appreciate that, you know?
Yeah.
I understand that. I appreciate it. I honestly, I couldn't give a prediction for this team because there's so many variables for this
Yeah.
team than most teams in the league. Like you lose Debo, it's shattered. Trey Lance, if Trey Lance gets hurt or is not as good, shattered. If Ayuk gets hurt, shattered. Kittle,
I'm just going based off of everything goes.
We're going off just the
plan.
good things. Going off just the good things. What was your record for them?
14-3.
I had them going 13-4.
Fair.
Who was your losses?
I have them losing to Kansas City, the Rams, and Arizona.
Okay. See, I added one more loss. I lose the Rams twice. That was my only thing.
That's possible. Yeah.
Because
they always somehow end up beating the Rams.
They do, but the Rams gotten better this year, I feel.
And it depends.
It depends, but I feel like they've gotten better all around. I just I don't know because I'm as the fan of the team.
Yeah,
this is
you should have the most to say about it.
I should, but I'm just so worried because there's so much still on the table about the team.
Mm-hmm.
That it mainly Debo. It's really only Debo.
Yeah. Do you think he resigns?
I hope to God he does. And I think Trey Lance is going to be that's his best option as a quarterback in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter where he goes, the Niners said we're taking a lot for you. Where you go, we're taking most of the team for you. If it's not right now, it's for the future of the team. So if whoever he is traded to, it's just going to be him.
We have 6.5 minutes left, by the way.
It's just going to be him. So I feel like staying with the Niners is his best bet. I don't understand why he'd want to leave. I mean, the team is really good. Money, I get that. I get that. But at the same time, like you can get paid a pretty decent amount here. Is it a max $500 million contract for a year? No. But that was exaggeration. But
Trey Lance, honestly, is my dark horse MVP pick. Like
really?
Like
dude, if he wins MVP, that'd be one of the craziest things to happen.
It's like a dark horse to where like he's not one of the favorites, but like it could happen.
He'll be in that conversation.
If he comes out and is what everyone expects him to be, which probably isn't gonna happen, but like if it does, it's really.
I mean, if we're going off based the one game he started last season, it was a really good game. Yeah. They lost, but he played very good.
I mean, I think the odds on him to win MVP are like really good. So like, if you bet like $10, you win. Like,
dude, if Trey Lance becomes Trey Area, like everyone wants him to be, like I think that's gonna be. Like, I'll be so happy because he's the only quarterback from that draft class. I think player from that draft class that no one really knows about. Yeah. Like no one can really say. They can only just believe. Because even in college, he was good, but he didn't like break the world. Like he wasn't on ESPN every weekend. He wasn't on Sports Center.
It's his upside that is possible.
Yeah.
All right, we both have the Rams first place.
Yeah.
We don't. I have them going 15-2 in first.
Yeah, I'm 15-2.
Their 2 losses. I think they lose against San Francisco and Buffalo.
Okay. I'm
And then
losing
I have them
to-
winning out after their bye.
on my shoulder.
They could lose a game here, like they could lose a game here or there. It's
Mhm.
definitely possible, but I think they're the best team in the NFC. And they brought in Bobby Wagner and
I'm
Allen
losing to the Chargers,
Robinson.
but
What was your record for them?
same as you, 15-2. But I'm losing to the Chargers instead of the Niners.
So, I mean, I don't think we need to sit here.
Yeah, I
and
mean, it's the
everyone
Rams.
knows how good the
Yeah.
Rams are.
Yeah.
So for my NFC seeding, just to recap the entire NFC, my seeding would be the Rams and have the first seed at 15-2. The Bucks are the second seed at 13-4. The Vikings are the third seed at 12-5. The Eagles are the fourth seed at 12-5. The Niners are the fifth seed at 14-3. The Bucks are at the sixth seed at 13-4, and the Packers are the seventh seed at 12-5.
I gotta admit, forgot to do the whole seating thing again. Second week in a row. I
You
forgot
said
to.
you were gonna do it.
Yeah, I thought you meant seating as in just putting the wins and loss. Kind of forgot
Mhm.
that part. But I can just go off based on what I have. So
Just
I have
do
the Rams
division.
first.
Yeah.
Rams first. Then I have Dallas second because of 12-5. No, I have. Okay, we going based off divisions? Or
Oh
just
well,
based
the
off-
first through four seed are division winners
Okay.
based on record, and then
Yeah.
the last three are just the highest remaining record.
Okay, yeah. So I had Dallas. Rams, Dallas, Vikings, then Tampa.
Okay.
Then I had the Niners because I mean they're finishing I think it's at 13-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after them it would be the Arizona,
Packers.
then Packers.
Okay. Well, that wraps up our NFC and AFC predictions for the season. Thank you all for coming out. I know our opinions probably don't matter, but I think they're cool.
Yeah. It's nice
It's
to
always
do.
fun to predict things.
Yeah.
And then watch it go horribly wrong when the season
Yep.
starts. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, hit that bell. We're on iTunes and Spotify, all at Boneheaded Sports. And have a great day.
Adios.